Hey book nerds, Zoe here. Sorry I haven't uploaded over the last couple of weeks. Been having a few technology issues that I don't necessarily want to get into, and I know you don't want to hear about. And plus I've had exams to revise for. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing the Harry Potter book tag. I mean, I wasn't exactly tagged, but it looks like a lot of fun, so hey, what the hell. If you've been living under a rock or in a hole somewhere for the past 20 years, Harry Potter is an epic franchise of books and movies by the, in every way, incredible J.K. Rowling. And also, if you haven't watched them or read them, what are you doing? Go and do that now. Before you even do anything else, just go and read them, go and watch them, do whatever you want to do, just do something, please. Thank you. Okay, on with the tag. Question number 1. What is your favourite Harry Potter book? I've said in a previous video that usually the last book in a series is my favourite, so I'm going to try and move away from that a little bit and instead go for my joint favourite book with the Deathly Hallows, which is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm pretty sure it's because it's very based on the Marauders, and that's Harry's dad, James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin and Peter Pettigrew, and the Marauders are something that I am greatly interested in the Harry Potter franchise. It's the most appealing part of it to me. I've always just loved anything to do with Marauders, the Marauders map, any flashbacks, just any information. I'm all for it, and I think that has a lot to do with why I love it so much. And also Lupin's just the best Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher ever. Next, your least favourite Harry Potter book. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Okay, if I could, I would pick Harry Potter and the Cursed Child for this, but that's not part of the franchise for me. I know it's like sitting right here, but it doesn't count as a Harry Potter book. It's so hard to choose your least favourite Harry Potter book because all of them, in their overwhelming epicness, are just so incredible. And in a month's time, if you ask me the same question, it's bound to be different, but for now, it's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I'm sorry, it's just for now, I don't know, I can't choose. And it's just that this one, at the moment, when I think about which one I enjoyed reading most, this one was probably one of the ones I enjoyed the least. Okay. Next, your favourite Harry Potter movie. Okay, now I'm going to just completely disregard the whole don't pick the last one in the series nonsense, because Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2 was just fabulous. I got so many emotions from this, more so than any of the other Harry Potter movies. The duels, the general plotline, the whole thing was just, it was incredible. I don't even have words to describe it. It was just awesome. Least favourite Harry Potter movie. Again, it's not the fact that I didn't like it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. It's just that I felt like a lot of the content from the book was missing from the movie, a lot of quite important content, mostly to do with Tom Riddle / Voldemort and all his horcruxes and his background. I feel like a lot of important character moments for Harry that just built on him as a person were missing. Movie Harry is a pretty cool guy, you know, I like him, he's great. But his soft levels are like here. Book Harry is up here. I mean, come on, how could they cut "There's no need to call me Sir, Professor"? That line was just such a sassy Harry Potter moment. And they cut it. God, I'm gonna regret saying this, but that's why Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, for now, again, this will probably change in a month, but for now, it is my least favourite movie. Part of the book / movies that made you cry. For me, this is gonna have to be that part in Deathly Hallows where Harry walks into the Great Hall and in the distance he just sees the Weasley family and they're crowding around something that you can't see and they're all crying over it, and as he gets nearer he realises it's Fred, and then he turns around and he sees Lupin Tonks on the floor. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was the shock of having those characters die or whether it was having 3 characters die at the same time. The whole scene was heartbreaking. Even though when back then I was less emotional over characters, it still got to me very much so, and it still made me very emotional. If you could cut with any Harry Potter character, who would it be? Neville in Deathly Hallows. You know what I'm talking about. What would your Patronus be? Well, on Pottermore, my Patronus is a Westie, and pretty much every time I take an online quiz, if it's for a Patronus or if it's for a spirit animal, which I'd say is pretty much the same thing, I pretty much every time get a dog or a wolf, so some sort of canine creature is all I can say. Favourite quote? Aside from all the sass lines that I missed out of the movies and all the, you know, really inspirational, serious ones, I would say it has to be Molly Weasley's "Not my daughter, you bitch." That line for me just changed Molly Weasley as a character. I always knew she had the potential to be a badass, and she was always very protective over her children, but that part when Molly Weasley just battles Bellatrix and duels her to the death was just such an awesome Molly Weasley moment. Honestly, Molly Weasley, I salute you. Who is your favourite character? After about 15 years of careful analysing and after about 6 months of battling between two of the Marauders, my favourite character I've decided is Sirius Black. He's just so charming and reckless and funny, and at the same time somehow managed to be this father figure who's so selfless and protective to Harry. And honestly, Sirius Black is just pretty cool, to be fair. What house would you be in? I mean, does this little thing give anyone any ideas? No? Anyone? Well, if you didn't get it from that, I'm in Ravenclaw. Who is your favourite Weasley? Okay, well for this, I'm not going to be able to choose between two. A, they're never not together. B, there's not one without the other. Until Deathly Hallows. I'm not going to go there. It is Fred and George Weasley. Throughout all the chaos and darkness, through all of the books, they're always there, just this optimistic duo. And like Dumbledore said, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. And they turned on that light. They just made everyone feel better, let's face it. And plus they're probably the closest you can get to the Marauders in Harry's generation. So, which villain is your favourite? Well, it's definitely not Umbridge. God, I hate that woman. My favourite villain would have to be Bellatrix Lestrange. She's just so mental and psychotic and I love it. Michael Gambon or Richard Harris as Dumbledore? I would say Richard Harris. The way Richard Harris portrayed Dumbledore was very much how he was in the books. He always spoke very calmly, he always had this very wise demeanour about him. But then I also couldn't imagine Richard Harris doing all the action stuff that we get from Dumbledore in the later movies. I don't know. I'm just going to go with Richard Harris for this one, just on the off chance that he might have actually said, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" calmly. If you went to Hogwarts, which Harry Potter class would be your favourite? I'd just do Hermione and go for all of them at the same time. I'm sorry, but if you got the chance to go to Hogwarts, why wouldn't you just take every class? Can that be my answer? Yeah, okay, that's my answer. While we're on the subject of learning magic, which would be the most useful Harry Potter spell to learn? I think just Accio. You know when you're lying in bed and you don't want to move, but you really need to get something that's like the other side of the room? You could just pull out your wand and be like, Accio, and it would just come to you and you wouldn't have to move ever again. And yeah, that'd be fun. If you're like anywhere in the world and let's say you left your wallet at home or something, you could just be like, Accio wallet, and your wallet would just come soaring through space and time to reach you. I mean, pretty useful. If you could bring one Harry Potter character back to life, who would it be? I've thought about this one quite a bit. Going with the theme of this video, I guess it should be a Marauder. I feel like now they're all dead, they're all in the same place together, and if you brought one of them back, they'd have to live without like their best friends ever, and they'd just be so lonely, so I wouldn't want to resurrect a Marauder. Dumbledore, he had his moment, he had a good life, he was cool. Really, for me, it's between Dobby and Fred. And I'm just going to have to go with Fred, because his death just affected me more. And also I feel like George and the rest of the Weasleys really need Fred in their lives. Fred's so many things and George wasn't as happy when he lost Fred, like he never felt complete again. He was never able to produce the Patronus charm again because he wasn't happy enough. And I think everyone could do with Fred back in their lives. Hallows or horcruxes? Hallows, obviously. Well, for starters, you don't have to kill anyone to actually get hold of them. With horcruxes, you have to murder someone. Also, having the possession of all three Hallows literally makes you the master of death. And if that's not an awesome title, I don't know what is. And the last question is, how much does Harry Potter mean to you? Now, I really wish I prepared for this. I really didn't want to be cliche here, but it really is. Harry Potter is everything. It is my whole childhood. Some of my earliest memories are associated with Harry Potter. When I was probably days to weeks old, my brother read to me the first Harry Potter, and I know that's not a memory because I can't actually remember it, but it still counts, okay? And then in year 1, when we used to pick up my brother from the bus stop, my mum used to read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to me, and then I rediscovered them and read them all and watched the movies between my first school and middle school years, and ever since then it's just been this epic part of my life, and it literally is everything. Without reading Harry Potter, I probably wouldn't have gone on to read as extensively as I do, in which case I don't know where I'd be. So Harry Potter has literally made my life. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this in the future, please subscribe, and don't forget to comment below your answers to these questions. I really want to find out your opinions on the Harry Potter franchise and where you stand with all of this tag thing. Bye!